We got to see Silver Moon burn. What? What? So I want to start the stream. It's early, gang. It's fucking not even 1 p.m. In the morning. You guys have no hobbies, so I want to watch a video because I am a big MMA fan, and there's a channel. There's a channel that makes little mini documentaries about MMA, and he just released a week ago a 25-minute video about Khamzat Chimaev at the top. I want to check it out real quick. This is kind of more like a bit of my hobby, man. Wenn die Frau sagt, darfst länger, dann darfst du länger machen. Thank you, Kaskicker-König, as we call him, KKK, in the chat. Kind of weird, right, that they have these releases now about the Xinjiang Uyghur concentration camps, and I'm playing China in Hoi 4. But when I play China today, I'm gonna say that I distance myself, obviously. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, I want to watch this real quick, and then we play some World of Warcraft, man. This is kind of my hobby. This is what I'm really into. This is my world, and I want to check it out and share it with you. You don't have to watch. I see you in 25 minutes. Let's take a look at Khamzat versus Burns. Tough at the top. So, tell me if the sound is okay. Wait, chicken dances? Okay. Fängt mich erst auf, man, stell dich ein. This video is gonna be about Khamzat versus Gilbert, and I guess it's a lot about Khamzat and how he's now facing the best in the world, and how he will now see what it means. And especially all the hype fans. There's so many shitty MMA hype fans that always act like Khamzat will be champion. A lot of people out there talk a lot but don't know shit about MMA. Now the real career of Khamzat starts, man.
By the end of 2021, the top 5 welterweights appeared to be squared off. The odd man out was Gilbert Burns.
Thank you, Kalle, mein Junge.
Crying out for a fight.
Trying to stay busy. I was annoying Dana White in the UFC trying to get an opponent.
Khamzat has single-handedly made a hair lip look badass. Hair lips always look badass, man. I was just finishing Science yesterday with Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix always looked badass.
Not asking for any particular name.
Weird.
Just freaking send the contract in the date I will sign it.
What a mad lad Burns is, man. He was not afraid to fight Khamzat.
The UFC also didn't appear to want to offer him lower-ranked fighters.
This is how I work out before every stream.
And basically relegated him to the role of spectator in the sport. At the same time, Khamzat was looking for that critical leap up in competition. According to Dana, and for very understandable reasons, finding that elite opponent was easier said than done.
Is that Volkan Özdemir? No. He doesn't train in Sweden.
Nobody wants to fight this guy.
That's Volkan Özdemir. Is it?
Media and say this and say that. But when it really comes down
to it,
nobody's trying to fight Khamzat Chimaev.
Following Khamzat's win over Lee, and fully aware of the welterweight landscape, Gilbert sensed the UFC were gonna come knocking, and had no reservations about embracing a challenge.
When he beat Li Jiliang, I knew the hype was gonna get crazy and no one was to fight him. Then I don't know, no one was giving me a fight. I wasn't getting a fight. I was just like, I tagged out.
Thank you, Predator, my bro. Thank you, man.
I think they're gonna offer to me, so I'm.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm waiting for the horn to be gone. What's up, weird fancy pants?
Already letting you know I want to fight these.
And we've seen the DM.
Yes.
We can confirm this.
We saw Gilbert with the timestamp from the day and everything else right after the last fight with Khamzat and Li Jianling. He literally hits up his manager and goes, "I want it." His manager goes, "Why?"
Although there was obvious frustration, you have to give Burns credit here. Taking on a largely unknown talent who looked to have all the potential in the world, had shown no real weaknesses, and for whom there was very little take.
That's something that's becoming really interesting in MMA, man. I was just watching this morning an interview with Kobe Covington. MMA and fighting is becoming more and more, it's more and more going away from the sport itself and going more towards entertainment. Nowadays, it's not enough anymore to be a good fighter and win fights. You gotta entertain well. You gotta be exciting. You gotta get knockouts. You gotta say cool stuff in press conferences. That's more and more becoming important. So it's very clever by Gilbert Burns to say, hey, I want to fight Khamzat, because it builds a lot of reputation for him, and the fight has given a great reputation and fan base to Gilbert Burns.
Khamzat would have been an
Welcome to the TommyKay MMA podcast.
Easy fight for Gilbert to avoid, and possibly prudent.
I'm also thinking that soon, when I'm out of sub goals, I might have a new sub goal where I bring back a UFC campaign, like a whole campaign.
To do so, if you consider it from those two perspectives, Khamzat's potential and the dearth of information. It was a tough assignment, but Gilbert felt he was the man to bring the hype train to a screeching halt.
And like if things keep going like that, like with Kobe.
And people thinking that Khamzat will just destroy Gilbert in 20 seconds, fucking noobs, man. 30-0, undisputed, undefeated, man.
Gilbert was the perfect opponent for Khamzat, a guy with outstanding jiu-jitsu who would have answers for.
You guys remember that? My legendary stream where I went 30-0 live on stream? Maybe the best stream I've ever had. Holy fuck, what the fuck was that stream?
Khamzat on the ground, and who had knockout power and would be prepared to throw down in a feat. I mean, technically,
Alter, that left hook, man, you don't see it coming. Yeah.
Khamzat's wrestling had at this point ascended
That's
to
scary, dude.
superhuman status, but Gilbert
What a
invited takedowns.
I'm still not sure if he's gonna wrestle right away. I hope so. I don't.
I remember those dark ages. Hey, the UFC
Beyond
streams
the
were insane, man.
technicalities, Gilbert was ideal. I don't need to go through the stats again, but
That's in
Khamzat
Sweden,
had dominated in a
Stockholm.
man.
But that's Volkan Özdemir. Why is he training in Stockholm, Sweden? Are they in Stockholm? Volkan is fighting in Switzerland.
We've never seen. He was carrying a shocking aura of invincibility, demolishing guys at 2 weight classes like they were amateurs. So it was critical to get an opponent who would not buckle under the weight of Khamzat's image or be intimidated by the mental warfare. Gilbert appeared extremely well placed on both fronts. In the lead-up, he spoke about the one
Gonna be very interesting to see what Khamzat does next. His next fight is gonna be interesting. I think the UFC, this is what I predict, the UFC will not throw Khamzat to the wolves. Is there a spider here? Oh no, it's just a little beetle. Okay, let him live. I don't think they should throw Khamzat into the Shark Tank with like Kobe Covington or Kamaru Usman, man. That's not gonna work. Khamzat needs another build-up fight, man.
You wanted to get at Kamaru, or you were like...
Burns got robbed? Nah, that's not true. 29-28 or whatever it was. No. Khamzat was one ahead. I don't think that, no. I was a little bit sad that Khamzat did not fight on the ground during that fight. He said in the interview he was scared. He had him right and he started to set up an armbar. And Khamzat said in the interview, man, oh man, I don't like this shit. Let's fight on the on top.
On the pre-fight, they got to my head a little bit, and then I was so mad that he got to my head.
What was it? Can you tell us?
I think Brad Okamoto asking, hey, so you guys trained together so many times. So the coach saw that training. The training.
Take off my pants, man. Too much sweaty balls.
And then he
Especially
said,
looking at these sweaty men.
And then I was like, oh, you see.
Look at these legs. Look at these legs. These people are fucking killer machines. When that guy takes you down, when he goes for a fucking takedown, or he fucking kicks you, you're fucking dead, man. People like this are built to just kill you, man. So scary.
Just kind of took over a little bit, and then I was very emotional.
Kind of fucking legs
but
are
I
this?
realized I'm out of control. I kind of felt that. It's kind of like a train going out of the trail, and it was very hard for me to go back to the trail.
But Burns was totally satisfied that it was a one-off. Now that's easy to say, but critically, he had done the necessary self-reflection and the required work with a professional to ensure he wouldn't be intimidated again, that he wouldn't lose control or be pushed off his game by words or ideas. In that sense, he made the most out of his loss.
I think I heard they're even trying Nate Diaz versus Khamzat. But Nate Diaz said something like, I'm not gonna let you kill me or something. Like, he realizes Khamzat is just gonna... They just want to build up Khamzat by destroying... Nate Diaz is not good. Nate Diaz just loses all the time. He's just to build people up, you know? So Khamzat, Nate would make a lot of sense.
It was hard, like.
Even though I would like to see Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. That's what I want to see.
I had to do a lot of mental change first.
It got Diaz versus Khamzat is already booked. Really? Yeah.
Why did I feel offended?
Yeah.
Because he said he's gonna be.
Dude, he's gonna kill Diaz, man. He's gonna. What a fight that's gonna be. Alter, oh, the UFC. Can you imagine Nate Diaz versus Khamzat? Both people like, what? Come on, hit me in the face. I don't give a shit, bruh, dude.
So I gotta dig deep.
So sick.
Very deep on that and understand why I feel uncomfortable with the guy saying he's gonna beat me. He's a fighter. I learned so much with that Kamaru Usman fight that it's gonna be very hard to get a guy going through my head and change what I'm thinking.
It was also clear that he regarded Khamzat in the very level-headed manner you'd expect from a seasoned veteran.
Look at that, 2
of the
black belts,
highest
man.
caliber. There were never points in the lead-up where Gilbert seemed to be exaggerating
Oh, he wants
Khamzat's
him in the guard?
abilities, catastrophizing,
Yeah,
or
no.
succumbing to the hype.
His wrestling is very good. His control and ground and pound is good. I believe he's very good. I don't see a monster, you know. I see a human being, confident, a little bit cocky, undefeated, think he's invincible, untouchable, but we shall
It's on the
see.
Easy versus Cannonier card. And Easy versus Cannonier also sounds so cool, man.
I'm gonna take his head off. I'm there to take his head off as well. You know, it's not one man fighting.
We've heard this type of thing before, but With Gilbert, you never got a sense.
Look at this. This guy literally trains to break your skull with his elbow,
trying
man.
to convince himself that he was trying to find a false sense of security
While touching his own dick.
by diminishing Khamzat's abilities in any way. On the contrary, he was totally complimentary of Khamzat's skills and of his meteoric rise.
He's wrestling. I think he's best strength for sure. He got power in his hands and he can grapple. I don't think he's the high level he's grappling, but good control.
Turns him on. It's from maximum testosterone.
Like that confidence that he has.
Where does Chimaev rank in terms of your toughest opponents on paper?
He's right there, top 5, you know.
You know, in general, Burns really comes across as very level-headed with a great perspective on the sport. He hasn't taken the ups and downs personally. He already speaks about the loss to Usman in almost entirely positive terms.
To be honest, I'm over that already. It was very good experience.
I took that loss like a man, you know, I don't have any hard feelings. So the fight was fair and square. I learned a very couple lessons on that fight.
He was also asked about the prospect of an Usman rematch, and he really didn't sound too pushed either way. He has his own goals that aren't tied to personal grudges or anything too emotional or irrational.
I think you just noticed Usman. You just can't beat Usman, man. What do you think about HXH? Who's HXH? Really. Who's that?
I have 2 goals in the UFC.
What is
First
that?
goal is to fight the best guys in the world, and I want to become a champion. Those are my clear 2 goals in the UFC. Doesn't have to be nothing against. I don't have nothing against Kamaru.
And he was asked where a win would put him in terms of the title picture. Again, very relaxed about everything.
I don't know. We'll see. I think everything depends.
Hunter x Hunter coming back. Oh, Cool.
I believe I earned it.
Cool.
Bro, no
Cool.
sad stories. You know, if I don't, I'll fight another guy. Like.
So, you know, Gilbert just doesn't really seem like he quite has the required ego to let the prospect of a loss to an elite fighter.
Can we stop talking about Khamzat, man? Thank you for 1 year, my brother. Time flies fast. Thank you, Hedonian. I played the zombie mod yesterday in Warcraft 3, yes. Thank you for the year, mate.
To be honest, it doesn't matter, like, right? It doesn't matter what
12
people
months
think
already.
about you.
Crazy
Matters
how
what you
fast
think
time
about
goes.
you. So
Thank you, bro.
It doesn't matter. It matters what I think, what my team thinks, what my family thinks. They all believe in me. They all support me. So that's the ones that count. Not offensive to you guys, but the media, the fans. That doesn't matter, you know.
What do I want my wife to say, my kids to say, my coach to say, my friends to say? I want it to be, man, that was a good performance. It don't matter if I lose, if I won. But man, you freaking show up and you did your best. Like,
that's why I also like the UFC, man. These are real men. The stories these people have, man, are like, you look at football, right, and everybody has tattoos and is like,
rather than Khamzat the
like everybody is like Neymar, man. And these people have stories, they have backbone, they have character, man. They're so unique and diverse.
The level.
That's what I love about the sport, man.
Whenever you respect the guy, I don't think he has that right now. You know, it's kind of a little.
This guy is from Brazil but lives in the US.
The ego a little bit over the roof. I think they're gonna play on my side.
I haven't watched the Ricky Gervais special yet. It's probably a lot of shitting on trans, because that's like the meta of fun right now.
Something might hit him and then he not be waiting. I do believe he's gonna make that mistake. He's gonna try to prove and show and calmly and hungry. And I think he might get caught on that.
In a number of ways, the 2 men were polar opposites. And it was the perfect contrast to best illustrate what would be Khamzat's major shortcomings at this point in his career, which were in both buying into his own hype to the point of overlooking elite opposition and this sense of obligation to
That's Volkan Özdemir, right? What the
justify that hype. Gilbert was so well placed.
I missed that, man. I did this for 6 months, only 6 months, and it was so much fun, man. MMA training is so cool. I will tell every young man watching, you should check it out, man. It's so much fun. You're gonna feel so much better. I think the problem is you get hurt a lot. Like, I would once every week I would have an injury. But biggest fun I've ever had in sports, man.
Because outside mocking Khamzat's voice, in the build-up he never fought fire.
Yeah, Charles Rivera's from the literal slums. Conor McGregor was a plumber.
Perfect, appropriate level of respect for Khamzat as a martial artist. Chimaev, on the other hand, was talking about Gilbert like he wouldn't even be a...
In a different... If you ever ask me what I regret, so sometimes, if I could go back being 18 years old, I would have started MMA early, man. And really tried how far I can go. That's something I will never experience. I'm now a fat man, playing World of Warcraft all day, man, but...
Speed bump.
That's something I would have done if I could go back in time.
It was a
I'm telling you, young kids, get the fuck in these MMA clubs, dude.
Predictions of how the fight might play out. Listen to
So
what
good for your
both
mind,
guys
too.
were expecting to face in
Go
the
for the
cage.
senior league.
No, nothing. It's the same shit. You're gonna go in there, smash the guy, you know.
Is he the most difficult matchup that you've had so far in your career?
I don't think so. Not back and forth. I'm gonna go in the cage and like I do always.
The problem with Khamzat is that he has very bad weight cuts. When you see him on the weight cut day, man, he has a very bad weight cut, man. He's very low energy, and this weight cut will fuck him one day. I'm predicting.
And go home. What he did in this division, he lose like when it comes to Usman.
Old people you've seen.
And he beat like old men. Who was like?
I will encourage my kid to do martial arts. Yeah, 100%. I will not push anything, but I will try to teach my kid martial arts. I would be very proud if I would go to like little jiu-jitsu tournaments or something, or wrestling, or
I'm
anything.
taking him very seriously.
Be cool.
I think
But
everywhere
we'll see.
is going to be tough. I'm ready, even if he puts me in a bad position, a couple things, I'm ready for this too. You know?
Perfect scenario, I would go there and take that guy out.
I used to do this with my uncle, but he would just finger me. Maybe that's why you call yourself Wolf1888. The trauma. You need good genes for MMA?
He's going to be tough, but I don't believe he's going
Bullshit, don't listen to that guy.
Khamzat was talking
Obviously,
about
genes are a factor, but man, everyone.
felt
What a
like he
dumb
was
comment.
already the greatest of all time. Now, to be fair, there's nothing new here, and he has to do that. I mean, his combination
nowadays
of
you have to
flawless
say you're the best,
performances
right?
and his brazen attitude is what's made him so popular. He'd be a fool
having a
not
son.
to take advantage of that. But you'd always like to hope that he wouldn't get wrapped up in the hype himself and lose sight of the nature and scale of the challenge in front of him.
Yeah, El Tony. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo said something a while ago that I liked. There was like this clip, there was an interview where Cristiano Ronaldo is sitting with his son, and an interviewer says to, I don't remember, he says, Ronaldo, will you try everything you can that your son will become a professional football player, blah, blah, blah. Something like that, right? And Ronaldo says, and that really stuck with me, man. Ronaldo said, look, man, I will never ever push my kids to anything, but whatever my kid chooses to do with his life, whatever he looks for as his hobby or craft, I will encourage him to be the best inside that craft. I always liked that. I always thought that was great. Thank you, D71X. The kid can choose whatever he wants, but teach or encourage them that in that thing that they choose, they try to go for greatness and not just mediocreness. I like that a lot.
The guys doesn't want to fight me. I'm ready. I'm already the champ. People know that. Leonel was nobody knows.
You're not the fucking champ, man.
Usman,
You're not. You ain't gonna beat Usman. That's the problem here, man. I love this guy. I wish him all the best.
While Gilbert was already at peace with letting the chips land where they
But the
may,
magic is gone.
Khamzat not
For now.
only needed a win, but he had talked himself into a position where he needed
Unlike
to dominate.
you?
He was now bearing the
what do you mean,
weight of his own
scriptures?
reputation.
I don't follow you
to
see
the
it all
point
what
that
happened to
not
Habib,
only
Tommy.
a loss,
He retired.
but even winning a
29-0.
war was
Greatest fighter of all
completely at
time.
odds with the image Khamzat had cultivated. If Khamzat succumbed to his own hype and the pressure to maintain
And look at this guy, right? This guy is training his whole life. He had corona and almost died from it, man. His career was almost over. He almost died from it. Corona got him hard, man.
that image,
And I would guess this guy did not take corona very serious. And then it got him and he almost was fucking done, man. What weight class would you compete in? I would be a 175, I think. I think I could go down to 175. But when I was fighting in China, I was 76 kilograms, man. MMA weight classes in kilo. But as I got older, I gained more weight. I think yeah, I would fight here. Welterweight, yeah. This is too high for me. I think I could easily cut it. Like back in the day when I was fucking, you know, this is kind of where I was in China, yeah. Welterweight. UFC welterweight. I would have to fight fucking Tyron Woodley and stuff. I would have to fight Jorge Masvidal and shit. Welterweight division. Wait, I'm in the, oh shit, I'm in Khamzat Shimav's division? Bro, Alter, they will just kill me, bro. Alter, I'm in, dude, I weigh more than Kamaru Usman. Isn't that insane? That guy is pure muscle. Look at this guy. I weighed more than, I mean, they cut weight, right? I weighed more than this person. But obviously on the fight day, this is when they weighed in, and then the next day they gain like 8 kilograms. In like 24 hours, they gain up to 8 kilograms, man.
as a devastating, unstoppable force in nature, while facing such a steep incline in competition, then there was always a risk he was gonna run headfirst into a brick wall of elite fucking talent and the never say die hard of a champion in Gilbert Burns. And that is exactly what happened. As soon as the bell rang, commenced the fireworks. Khamzat moved forward like a rabid dog and was met by the equally ferocious temperament of Burns. Chimaev did get an early takedown.
And the fight was too wild. The fight was too wild, and I think when you fight the best of the best like Colby Covington and Usman, you just get wrecked if you're that wild. They will exploit your wildness, fight your openings, and shit on you.
And from there, it was a rock'em sock'em all-out war. Khamzat got the knockdown in round 1. Beautiful jab drop Gilbert.
His jabs are good, man. He needs to work on his jabs more.
Round 2 was huge for Burns, who seemed to rock Khamzat early on. A minute later, Chimaev hit the mat. Khamzat began to look frustrated in this round.
Yeah.
Right at the end, a
First time
huge
seeing him
shot
frustrated,
wobbled him,
man.
and moments later he was down. The bell broke up the action.
Kept pushing, man.
But Khamzat expressed his frustration, slapping Gilbert between the rounds.
Is Muhammad Ali still the GOAT, or was that title taken? What the fuck are these questions? Bro. Ow, scheiße. And then what the fuck was that? I think that was the moment, right? The bell rang and he still hits him. Which showed that I think Khamzat is still a bit of a kid in the brain, which is, I don't blame him, but he's still, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I got a fucking chicken. Oh. I think Khamzat was not used to getting wrecked a bit. And
he down in the third.
His brain couldn't handle that experience.
Back Burns up to the fence where he hurt Gilbert
toxic,
and really poured on the pressure.
Bro,
but a bloody and battered Burns persevered. The two continued.
Show food. I think we're gonna have a very, very slow early stream today because Tommy is gonna be a bit busy with Captain Chicken over here, bro. It's a half a chicken, not a whole chicken.
Slugging it out, a blood and guts war.
What a fight, man.
In the final
what a fight.
minute, Burns, obviously sensing the round had gotten in the way, unleashed a number of huge shots. He threw everything he could muster into those final moments. But it wasn't enough to stun Khamzat, or ultimately enough to salvage the round. Amazing fight. Both men had given their all.
Look at this. These are men. What they have gone through these 15 minutes, man, none of us will ever go through, dude. Unbelievable. Dude, I'm such a fan, dude. Such a fanboy.
But all three judges had the fight 29-28 in Khamzat's favor.
29-28, as I said, yeah. That makes total sense.
Easy. But most importantly, through sheer grit and determination, Khamzat emerged with his undefeated record intact. Outstanding
11-0,
fucking
right?
fight. There were moments where it looked...
Dude, imagine how hard it just puts everything into perspective. For a second, right? Imagine how many lives would you have to live that you get a 29-0 record in professional mixed martial arts. Thank you, really, Thomas. Can you believe that? Khabib Nurmagomedov has won 29 fights, 0 losses. His entire life, not a single mistake, not a single loss. He maybe lost like 1 or 2 rounds. That is like, what? And how can anyone deny he's the greatest of all time? John Jones lost so many rounds, man.
Looked a little like
Khabib is the greatest fighter the entire human race has ever seen. That is a straight up fact.
And yeah, it was a little sloppy. You could look at it
as... If all humans that ever lived fights, Khabib beats everyone.
He will buckle, and some of the technique will go out the window.
He didn't even ever bleed. Yeah, he never even
bled. He was exhausted.
Wow, again? Shut the fuck up and leave the channel, bitch.
Once. It was his first elite opponent, and it was the longest fight of his career. So really, this was a guy doing whatever he needed, throwing whatever he could, messy as it was, to drag his ass over the line and secure.
Ever heard of GSP? Yeah, GSP lost fights. GSP lost rounds where Khabib didn't. Obviously, GSP had a great influence and a great career into the whole sport. But you are a muppet. You're not listening to the facts. If we talk, who is the best fighter? Not the best entertainer, the best influential guy. Khabib shits on GSP just by stats.
Secured a victory. And by doing that in a fight like this, he did dispel some of the bigger concerns. He's not a front runner. He got hit, he got rocked. He looked for a second like he was on the verge of defeat.
Chicken. I didn't eat chicken in a while.
He persevered and regained his momentum against a formidable
talent. Khabib had way easier fights, bro. Like, dude, you are a normie, a casual. You don't know anything. Khabib had easier fights. What are you talking about? You complete muppet! Khabib had easier fights. Also, you are dumb, bro. You are a dum-dum. Dude is fighting Justin Gaethje in his prime, Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor, Edson. Look at this shit. Easy fights? Are you fucking insane, bro? Also, you are, what's your name? Ara123, you are a complete MMA casual, man. The biggest casual ever.
Don't have to worry about this guy's heart. And we got to see his cardio tested.
How about you go back to watching some football, man? Go watch some Chelsea, dude.
But he did win the third, and he hurt Gilbert in the final round. So although he faded a little, he's certainly not dead in the water after.
I always wondered in my life, what the fuck does Khabib have to do to make all these little children like Ara respect him? Dude is winning 29 fights in a row in a devastating fashion, and still people don't respect him.
10 minutes. And that
Some people
was
must
at
just
a
be coping,
vicious
man.
pace. You would wonder what the top two are thinking. Usman and Covington are both.
They often go to Thailand, as you just saw. They often go to Thailand because they can lose a lot of weight there from all the heat.
It might be to their advantage to look for the Khamzat fight before he's got 5-round experience. If you don't have 5 full rounds, Colby and Kamaru drag opponents through hell.
Yeah.
So strategically,
Colby and Kamaru are
maybe they'll
just
start looking
so much
for
more
that
ahead of
fight
everyone else.
sooner rather than later.
At the end of the day, is that I hope that we
That's
get
the
Colby,
trainer
and
of
then once we've
Khamzat.
with God's help we win that fight. Then you say we get the winner of Usman versus Leon. Yes.
I saw that Ali, your manager Ali Abdelaziz, said that that he thought now was a good time for you to fight Khamzat.
He's gone out there and he's beat the number 2 guy in the division. He got the W.
I mean, Ali
so
Aziz wants just to get the money, man.
It's very difficult for me to say, no, he doesn't deserve anything.
Right.
No, he's went up there. He's gone up against Gilbert Burns.
I go to Thailand to lose weight as
go out
well.
there and do what he needed to do. That's the fight, then that's the fight. If that's not the fight, then that's not the fight.
In the aftermath, Khamzat said he loved.
Another non-sub pleb. GSP defended his belt 9 times. What did Khabib do? Dude, I can't even talk to you, man. You're either trolling or you're just really a noob that
But
don't
it
know
was
anything.
mixed emotions. Despite the win, he must have been aware that after such a hellacious contest, he wasn't going to be carrying the same aura of invincibility into his next fight.
Oh.
And he was disappointed for his team.
Nice, I loved it, you know, like I was waiting for that war a long time. It wasn't my best I could do.
He kind of looks like me. They all look like me,
my
dude.
Boxing much better. I feel sorry for my coach. I didn't.
GSP's a better ambassador. No one is denying that. We're not talking
come
about
back
that,
and
Joe.
smash everybody. Wrong for me from the beginning. I tried to knock him out. My coach said to me, start slowly, like work with your jab, but I just go in and.
Khamzat needs to listen also to his coaches more. He can't just
Weeks
walk
later,
in like that.
Khamzat's coach gave a
He's
funny
gonna take too much
summary of his
damage.
performance.
He goes in there and he tries to knock the guy's head off. Like from the first moment, the plan was to just box him, like keep the
You
jab
can't do
going.
that, bro.
That's the way to handle that situation. He did.
You're gonna appease the normies like Titan and Arab. But in real life, man, he's gonna get knocked out like this. Very soon. Like 3 more fights or something.
And he just wanted to show the people, listen.
One of the more interesting moments was when Khamzat was asked if he felt he'd done enough to win 2 rounds. He kind of shut that whole question down, almost as if the most important detail in a fight that goes a distance wasn't even worth considering.
Were you concerned at all with the decision that you may have lost, or were you confident that you had won 2 rounds?
I don't care. You care about that shit? I care. I don't care. I get my money. I get my 50 G's. Gonna go home and rest it a bit.
In the end, they all just want to support their moms, man.
You know, gonna come back and work hard, kick some ass.
It just seemed he really didn't like being presented with the fact that this fight was on a razor's edge, and especially with the idea of him losing. It's understandable under the circumstances, because that idea, more than anything, undermines the image Khamzat had built. So instead of addressing it, he basically dismissed it. It was not the fight he expected, and I'm sure it's taken a little time for him to process that fact. But he did show Gilbert a lot of respect. In the post-fight, he admitted he was tougher than he had expected, and he thanked Gilbert backstage.
Tough guy, brother. I didn't know he was so tough. But the guy come up with Brazil hard, you know.
What a fight, man. What a fight. Unbelievable. And then they show respect afterwards, man. That's a good shit.
He also made a funny point about finding it a little difficult to fight Burns.
Actually, it was a little bit hard to fight him because I see his kids, you know, wait, you fight my daddy, you know. I say, shit, fuck, I don't need that shit. I don't want to fight with some daddy. I need some killer like me, you know, kill somebody.
I don't want to fight with some daddy.
Now, all due respect, but based on the performance, It certainly didn't look like Khamzat had pulled any punches. It looked like if he had a shovel, he would have happily buried Gilbert under the cage that night. But most critically, he was immediately aware of what appeared to be his biggest hindrance heading into this fight, his own monstrous reputation. Very promising to hear Khamzat have his finger on the pulse so quickly.
Now I have to work a little bit smarter, think what I'm gonna do in the fights, because I did all my
He's smart
fights I
about it, man.
finished
He knows
early.
what he did
this
wrong.
fight is gonna take me to other level, you know, a lot of things to learn. I was too excited to knock him out. I was like say to everybody all week, gonna knock him out, we're gonna knock him out. I tried to knock him out.
Trevor Whitman
that
would be a
was
sick
wrong
coach
for me
for
from
Khamzat,
the
man.
beginning. The guy was
If that makes any sense to anyone.
That, like we would be like that. But from first second to last second, I had to try to finish him. Next time I'm gonna work a little bit smarter and gonna smash somebody.
Weeks later, Gilbert reflected on the fight. Now, although I agree with the decision, you could forgive Gilbert for feeling unlucky here. But he didn't go there. Instead, he praised Khamzat and was disappointed he let a defining victory slip through his fingers.
I believe we were super close. I don't want to take nothing away from Khamzat. He was a warrior in that year. I just believe we're not done. We gotta do this again. Even if I think it was fair, wasn't fair, I don't want to take no credit from those 15 minutes. It was genuine. Was a lot of heart. Was a lot of intensity. The fight was very winnable. Right? It was very, very winnable, and it lost. That's my feeling. That's my thing. That was very winnable, and I lost because of a couple of details. So that's what made me mad.
The weirdest thing in the world is people that you have a meeting with webcams and they look inside the webcam. You know when you have like you kids when you had like your Corona meetings in school or something, or you have like a meeting with a business partner, and normally it's like this: "Hi, how you doing? Let's do this meeting, guys." But sometimes there's one guy who's like, "Hi guys, is everyone here? Yeah, you keep talking. I'm just gonna look at you, even though you're not in the room, and I'm just looking at my camera." There's always this one guy. Kind of weird.
I'm a happy person. I'm happy with my performance. Happy that I got a bonus. Happy the defense liked it. Happy with the publicity. But it was a winnable fight and I lost.
Gilbert gave a very fair and unbiased appraisal of that crucial final round. And again, there's just no real ego here, obscuring the fight. He saw it for exactly what it was.
If I had...
Thank you, Zoe, for the 10, man. Normally you say hello with 5. Why do you do 10 now? Just say 5, man.
A little bit more stuff.
Thank you very much, Zoe, bro. Thank you.
I was the one that threw more shots in the last round, but I got hurt in the last round. It was very wobbly. He gave me another shot that kind of woke me up, and then I got back, and I was throwing a lot of bombs.
On top of taking a loss extremely well, he didn't have a sense of entitlement to an immediate rematch. He was realistic about when that fight might take place. Considering he'd just given Khamzat a huge opportunity and pushed Khamzat to the limit, this was pretty gracious.
Look at that piece of chicken, man. Look at that piece of chicken.
I respect that. He might fight Kobe, and maybe with a win, maybe tomorrow. But I want to fight this guy again. He gotta be my next. One of my next 3 or 4 fights. I gotta face this guy.
Thank you, Babe.
In this fight, neither fighter got exactly what they wanted. But it's probable they both got what they needed.
That's so cool. I want to do that too.
The biggest issue on the mind of Burns was that he didn't want to slide back into limbo as a forgotten spectator in the sport.
Yeah, and I do believe I earned a big fight next. And for sure, with that risk was a little step backwards.
Do it.
Going towards the
everyone wants chicken now.
To a title shot. Now I got to do a little bit more work. But with that being said, with all the risks in the way I fought and the way I conduct myself in and out of the cage, I believe a big fight next, and that's what I'm looking forward. I think I'm gonna try to sit down with Dana this week. I'm going to Vegas on Thursday.
At UFC 273, Burns got
the Titan. I will not read your shit. Your stuff is a fucking complete. What you're saying is disrespectful, man. This is not even cool what you're saying. I'm not gonna fucking read that shit.
Ton of exposure and put on an incredible show in what was regarded by many as the main event on a stacked card. That was a gutsy, balls-to-the-wall performance and exactly what the UFC liked to advertise. And he gave Khamzat, the UFC's biggest potential star, the chance he needed to enter title contention. So hopefully, opportunities abound. And all that translates into a quick turnaround.
You say Khabib and top 10 in the same sentence, you have no credibility, mate.
And for Khamzat, he wanted to dominate. but he probably needed a serious reality check as he moves up in competition. As his coach said,
I'm here, I'm gonna walk through this guy. But there's a reason why these guys are there.
This could be very important for Khamzat, man. Very important.
Champions. They're there because they're fucking tough, you know? They're tough dudes. Respect to them.
Reality
you know?
check?
It's
Yeah,
just
reality
an added
check.
bonus
He's
that it
not
was
unbeatable.
Gilbert in the opposite corner. Because as I
Kamaru
said,
and Colby
that was
are
a
gonna
dichotomy that really
shit on him if he
highlighted the
keeps
type
fighting
of
like this.
level-headedness and respect Khamzat might need to cultivate moving forward. Even if he doesn't verbalize it in interviews or the media, you'd have to imagine he won't be coming into any future fights with the type of hubris that would see carefully crafted game plans flying out the fucking window in favor of unbridled chaos. Gilbert was a perfect example of how to approach and regard the very best fighters on the planet. At this level, these guys represent danger, and now Chimaev is fully aware of that fact. So as both a stern test and a critical lesson for Khamzat, Gilbert Burns was excellent in this whole thing. Both guys really put on an amazing show here.
Nice video by Molly, man. I fucking love this guy. I watch him all the time. He makes, like, once a month he makes a little video about UFC fighters and stuff. Interesting to see what Khamzat comes up next with, man. Interesting.